Hello friends, when you look at the picture of Lord Ganpati, what do you see? You may see a charming, slightly comical elephant-headed god that you have been told to pray to first, okay? Before you start anything new. You may know that he is the remover of obstacles, and you may even know many of the Puranic stories associated with it. But look closer and you will find a deeper meaning behind the symbols that are in front of you. As we go along in this video, we will look at the meaning of these symbolic representations of Lord Ganesha. Elephant head. Lord Ganesha's elephant head symbolizes the immense wisdom of person of perfection. Wisdom is something that comes out of manana. That means independent thinking and reflection. This manan can happen when one has taken in spiritual knowledge. That is the process of Shravan. The process of Shravan, or in English terminology, intake of spiritual knowledge, is portrayed as Lord Ganesha's large ears, where one listens to a teacher. It also symbolizes that even the wisest people are always open to hearing fresh ideas and opinions. In other words, the wise are those who always keep an open mind. His elephant head represents the highest form of animal. Having also the body of a man shows that he is Ganesha, the lord of all beings. His large ears and head indicate that he has gained wisdom through listening and reflecting on the eternal truths of the Vedas. His head and trunk are carved into the shape of Om, which is a sacred symbol of Hindus. This represents the primeval sound of creation and our most powerful mantra in prayer and meditation. The importance of elephants is that it is a herbivore, which means it only eats sattvic food. A calming and gentle animal that also has immense strength, which it uses only when needed. Let's talk about rat, which is the Vahan or vehicle of Lord Ganesh. Rat represents the lowest form of animal. The little rat, or Mushikam as we call him, represents desire. Rats by nature are very greedy creatures who will run here and there, nibbling and hoarding far more than they need. If a man has desires, he can waste his whole life running here and there, fulfilling one desire, only to replace it with another. Instead, we should be like Lord Ganesha and keep our desires firmly under control, never allowing them to overwhelm us. According to Vinayak Puran, the rat also represents the demon Gaj Muha Saura. I know it's hard to pronounce. Who was destroyed by Lord Ganpati. The Lord actually used his tusk to kill the evil entity, the same tusk that he later used to write down the holy book Mahabharata. Interestingly enough, according to the Puranic stories, all the vehicles of different gods and goddesses represent the particular asuras, demons that they defeated. Symbolically, they represent the ignorance of man, which can be kept under control only by God in the form of knowledge. The mouse, as a Lord's mode of transport, magnifies the challenge that a spiritual person faces when trying to communicate the knowledge of the infinite self through the finite equipments of body, mind and intellect. Atman cannot be touched with the body, felt through emotions or understood with the intellect. One can only become it through spiritual practice. Let's talk about the items that Lord Ganesha holds in his hands. So the items vary from idol to idol. Okay, so I will try to explain the items regardless of whether they are shown in the photograph or not. So in some idols, in his right hand, Lord Ganesha holds an Ankush, and in the left hand he holds a Pasa. So these tools are used by elephant trainers to tame wild elephants. Symbolically, the mind is like a wild elephant running from here to there in chaos, right? So we must use the Ankusha to tame and control our mind, and then use the noose or Pasa to tie it down and keep it close to us. Only then can we control and contemplate and meditate. Let's look it from the different perspective also. In some idols, Lord Ganesha holds axe, rope, modak, which is a sweetened rice ball, and a lotus. Okay, the axe represents the annihilation of desire with the axe of spirituality. The rope is spiritual knowledge, which helps us to remove ourselves from the samsara, materialistic world, that we are entrenched in. The modak symbolizes the happiness and the joy the seeker derives from the spiritual pursuit. And the lotus stands for the divine state of self-realization that every human being aspires for, consciously or unconsciously. Though lotus sustains itself in dirty ponds, but yet is above it all. Similarly, a person of perfection can live in the real world, enjoy life, and yet be above it all by identifying with self. Now the modak dish. This is a sweet dish prepared from rice. The outer shell of this dish is hard and internally it is sweet. So it signifies the reward of the sweetness of knowledge that will give the spiritual seeker joy, satisfaction and contentment as he travels along the path of enlightenment. It also indicates the importance of eating the correct sati food in order to progress spiritually. Let's talk about the sitting position of Lord Ganesha. In most of the idols, Lord Ganesha sits with one leg folded up and other leg resting on the ground. The leg on the ground tells us that we can live in the world like anyone else, but the leg pointing towards upwards tells us that our concentration and meditation should be ever focused on the Godhead within. It is just like that lotus. The lotus that Lord Ganesha holds in his hand, which grows it dirty water, stagnant water, but raises its flower above the water line, so that the purity of the flower will not be spoiled by the polluted water underneath. We can live in this world but remain unpolluted by the materialist and negative quality of the surrounding. This is what this symbolizes. The Lord posture with one foot on the ground and the other folded up conveys to us that while we must operate in the world, there must also be constant alignment with Atma, that means the soul, and through our experiences, right? In the relative, whatever we do, there must be an unwavering focus on higher spiritual goal. Without this focus, it is actually impossible to make any spiritual progress. Let's talk about Lord Ganesha's large belly and broken tusk. Lord Ganesha's large belly is said to contain the whole universe and is symbolic of the way we should live our lives. We must be able to accept and digest whatever experiences we go through, be they good or bad. Throughout our tribulations and trials, we must be equal-minded and realize that all experiences are learning experience. Alright? And all of them bring us closer to God. One of the key attributes of the people who are self-realized is that they rise above their likes and dislikes and the pair of opposites that were present before them. Established in the permanent divinity, They remain undisturbed by what the world has to offer. The joys and the sorrows, the victory and the losses, they remain undisturbed. They understand the ways of the world and take to life as a sport person takes to sport, giving their best at every juncture, yet understanding that in the ultimate analysis, it is only a game. Relatively speaking, genuine seekers on the spiritual path also achieve this sense of peace to the extent that they have identified with the self. This transcendence over the pair of opposites, two tusks, right? In a person of perfection is indicated beautifully by Lord Ganesha's broken tusk. For it is only when we have risen above the play of opposites in the world that we can stomach the challenges that life throws at us. This idea is depicted by Lord Ganesha's large stomach. People who attain the supreme state have tremendous mental strength to brush aside the greatest setbacks while keeping their heads in the midst of immensely joyful experiences. Now we offer lots of food at the feet of our Lord Ganesha, right? What does that symbolize? Okay, so the food is a huge array of different kind of dishes. This food represents material wealth, power, prosperity, and it indicates that if you do live a life of high ideals and principles, these materials benefit will always be available for you, although you will not be attached to them, and they will therefore not hinder your spiritual progress. The food at the feet of Lord Ganesha symbolizes material wealth and power. Through this, the Lord subtly indicates that the world rewards those who live a life of truth. Those who turn spiritual acquire merit in their respective fields of activity, and those with merit seldom go unacknowledged. They command respect and wealth, even when they may not desire. Let's talk about trunk. The elephant's trunk is one of the few instruments in nature that can perform both gross and subtle actions. It can uproot a huge tree as well as pick up the tiniest of needles. It signifies the need for us to be able to develop our intellect, our power of discrimination in both the gross or materialistic world and also in subtle or spiritual world. Emerging from the Lord's head is the elephant trunk. This trunk visually depicts a well-developed intellect that arises out of wisdom, the elephant head. In this case, the elephant head is the representation of wisdom. Our intellect is also of two kinds, gross and subtle. The gross intellect is used to discriminate between pair of opposites in the world, black and white, hard and soft, easy and difficult. The subtle intellect, the spiritual intellect, on the other hand, discriminates between right and wrong, permanent and impermanent, and is commonly known as the conscious. In a person who has realized the self, this intellect is extremely well developed, both gross and subtle. Such people have clarity of thinking and a clear sense of right and wrong. At a relative level, even people who have made progress on the spiritual path experience this. Choices become clear, life becomes a lot simpler. Without clarity of thoughts, our worldview is bound to be confused and colored by our own prejudices and preconceptions. Lord Ganesha's well-shaped trunk depicts a clear crystal intellect that a person of perfection develops. The occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi gives us, as spiritual aspirants, an opportunity to remember what Lord Ganesha stands for, a chance to reignite ourselves in search of divinity. Please accept my best wishes on the auspicious occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi and every festival, and enjoy the festivities, since life is a celebration. Life is not meant for crying, weeping, right? life is meant to be happy because the God is always there with us, loves us and wants us to be happy. He is like our father, and a father cannot be happy if the children is not happy, right? The son or daughter is not happy. With that, I would like to end this video. I hope I was able to explain the divinity of why the Lord Ganesha is like he is shown in our scriptures. My aim is to change 100 lives this year, and if you find this video spiritually enlightening or some relation to spiritual enlightenment, please do share this video with people who think can benefit from it. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel and press the notification icon so that you do not miss out on the upcoming videos that I will be regularly posting on this channel. Have a nice day. May you have a peaceful, abundant and prosperous life.